It's time now for the moment of truth. It's time to see what this thing sounds like. Let's play it.
But wait, before we see what this sounds like, how do we get here in the first place?
Towards the end of last year, I ran a marathon, and during marathon training, I didn't drink any alcohol for a number of marathon training related reasons. But I did drink non-alcoholic beer. And as many people who have drunk something from a glass bottle realise, when you blow over the top of it, it makes a sound. And as you empty your bottle, as you drink it, it changes pitch. I want to use this to make an instrument. Now, I am not the first person to do this. I am taking huge inspiration from the Bottle Boys. Here's a very brief clip of them. Aren't they marvelous? You can find a link to their things in the description below, but I want to do what they do. So I'm going to turn these bottles into a musical instrument, and I want to perform a piece of music for you today. But what am I going to perform? I want to perform something that I own the copyright of, something that I made myself. So I'm going to perform the Scott Grows an Avocado Tree jingle, which is my other channel. There's a link to that channel in the description below. I have a jingle. Scott grows an avocado tree. And I'm going to be performing it today using bottles. Because today, folks, I'm going to make a bottle panpipe. I've washed all these bottles, I've removed all the labels because nobody's sponsoring this video, and it's time to begin.
Why are they called panpipes, or the pan flute? They're named after Pan, the Greek god, who was often depicted with this instrument. However, this kind of instrument appeared in various places around the world, from China to Greece to South America.
Before I can play any music, I first need to tune my bottles. You might notice that I've got some brown bottles and some green bottles. They have the same pitch. So I'm happy to call these identical, other than the color. When it comes to their shape, they are the same. I'm going to start from an empty bottle and I'm going to gradually add water. I've got a fairly precise syringe, which I'm going to add a few milliliters of water to at a time. These are, Australian bottles. They're 330 milliliters. So I'm going to be dealing with milliliters because we're in Australia. Sorry if you're not from a country that uses milliliters, you just have to do the maths yourself. And I'm going to track all my data in a spreadsheet that I have got here, where I'm going to be saying what pitch is caused by what amount of water. These are bottles of water. I want it to be pretty close to being in tune, but if they're a few cents off, I'm not going to stress too much about it. I'm also aware that temperature does play a role in this. If it is warmer, the pitch actually goes higher, and it's pretty warm in this room. It's about 27 degrees Celsius in here at the moment. If it were 10 degrees Celsius in here, I can imagine that I would need a different amount of water. But because I'm making this all on the same day, it's all going to be about the same temperature. I'm not going to get too caught up in that. Though, if I were to do this again in winter, I might need to recalibrate. Without any further ado, let's get tuning.
While I'm tuning the bottles, let's think about this. How does it make sound? Well, when you blow over the mouth of the bottle, a little bit of air gets pushed in. Then, because it's higher pressure inside, because there's more air, a little bit gets out. Then more gets in, then more gets out, more gets in, and it's vibrating. And that's where the sound comes from. But then, how does it change pitch? Well, depending on how much water is in the bottle, will change the length of the column of air. When it's a short column of air, when there's lots of water, the air doesn't have far to travel, and so it will be a faster and smaller vibration, which means that it's higher. When it's a longer column, it's a larger and slower vibration, and so the sound is lower. When I say larger and smaller here, I mean the distance between each wavelength and not the height or the amplitude, the strength of the vibration.
Interestingly though, it's not always how much air is in a column that makes the pitch. This, for example, is a 375 milliliter bottle. It is bigger in capacity than the 330 milliliter bottle. However, if I were to play an open note, nothing in this bottle on the beer bottle, the 330 milliliter bottle, it's lower than this one. But if you look at how tall they are, you can see that one column is longer. But then there's the wine bottle, which is, quite a bit bigger than the beer bottle. That lovely low note. The time has now come to construct my instrument. I'm going to put together the bottle panpipe. I had to weigh up how I'm going to do this. I thought about just doing it like I would on a piano, like having 7 or 8 keys and then like the accidentals, so like 5. I actually don't think that's going to be structurally very good. So I'm going to try kind of weaving it around. So having 6 and 6, one set will be elevated slightly so I can actually get to it. Otherwise I'm going to need to have a longer jaw, which I don't have. So I'm going to have one set elevated on these cardboard boxes that I've taped together. I'm going to use some tape for this, and once I've done that, we should be ready to start tuning and begin performing. So I have it winding around a bit like a snake, so we'll see how that goes.
This process turned out to be a little bit fiddly. I should have been using duct tape instead of the electrical tape because it was too springy, but with some perseverance, we got there.
I need to work out what notes I need to play, what notes I need to tune the pan flute to, and then what I need to perform. So I've written my jingle up as sheet music for bottle pan flute, and I am ready to go. I've kind of got 4 parts here. I've got the melody, I've got a bass line, and I've got a kind of rhythmy kind of section. It's only short, but this is going to help me to make sure that I've got all the notes that I need in order to play this song.
I used what I learned with my spreadsheet and tuner and the notes that I needed from my arrangement of my theme tune, and I got filling. This took a while.
And here we are, a completed and tuned bottle panpipe. I am excited to share this with you. It's time now for the moment of truth. It's time to see what this thing sounds like. Let's play it. And there we have it. In a day, I have turned a bunch of old bottles into this instrument. We've talked about, where the pan flutes come from. We've talked about tuning them, why it works, and I think we came up with a reasonable sound in the end. A little bit unusual. I had a lot of fun though. I've really enjoyed making this video. I think this is lots of fun, a bit of a fun project. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to let me know in the comments below and with the like button. And if you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to subscribe to That's Pretty Cool for more. On this channel, I like to explore things that fill me with a sense of curiosity and wonder, and I like to do some cool things that make you say that's pretty cool, hence the channel's name. Once again, in the description below, there's a link to the Bottle Boys. They have been doing this for a lot longer than I have and a lot more proficient, and they've got some really cool stuff. Please feel free to check them out. And if you want to see where this music has come from, please feel free to check out Skull Crows and Avocado Tree. There is a link in the description below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.